What's up everybody, Peter McKinnon here and welcome back to yet another video. The highly anticipated and the much requested What's in My Gear Cage 2020. All right, let's go back for a second. Let's go back to 2011. I think it was about 2010. The first experience I ever had of a gear cage was working as an intern for a company called Still Motion. Now they had this giant warehouse. It was 2.5 hours away from where I lived. I drove like 5 hours a day commute just because I wanted to take advantage of this opportunity. But it was the warehouse and the gear cage that excited me the most. You see, the studio was upstairs, up above, much like the setup that we have here now. Throughout the day, I'd be told to go down, charge some batteries, organize the gear, grab some stuff, bring it back up, put stuff away. Towards the end of the day, I was usually allowed like 30 minutes with my friend Paul. We'd go downstairs and try on the Steadicams, and we would practice balancing the gimbals in like the old school way of stabilizing footage. Old school hardly, but you get the point. And I remember being in that cage, looking around, just thinking to myself, one day I would love to have something like this of my own. If I could just work hard and just somehow come up with the means to be able to do this, it'd be pretty cool. It'd be a pretty cool thing. And I looked at the owner of Still Motion and thought, he's just a regular guy from this area and he did it. Why can't I do it too? So fast forward 10 years and here we are in my own warehouse with my own gear cage. The feeling being able to get to this point and just have this is of extreme gratitude. I'm absolutely blessed, and there's a lot of hard work. When I look at this structure, I think of all the hard work, the 15 to 20 year career that has gone into being able to have a space like this. And I wanted to start with that story so there's a bit of context. This wasn't just dreamt up overnight and done. This is an accumulation of gear over the past 15 years, starting from shooting weddings and borrowing money to buy one lens, up to the point of being able to work with brands and afford my own stuff, have cool partnerships, and be able to have a place like this where my gear can live, and a place like this where I can work and be creative and have a studio space. So I haven't done the full studio tour yet. I want to wait till I was about to get all my furniture and then the whole pandemic happened, so that's on hold, which is fine. But I figured I could at least give you guys a tour of the cage because it's pretty dialed right now, and as a photographer and cinematographer and someone that loves this type of thing, I am absolutely positive that you will love it too. So I'm gonna grab the camera, we'll do a little first-person tour of what's inside the gear cage, the organization, what's in the drawers, why I have what, and what is where, all of those things. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so here we go. This is Cage Tour 2020. It starts with the key. You go ahead and unlock the door there, swing her open. I usually kick this sandbag in front just to keep it from closing on me. Right side is camera equipment like lenses and cameras. Left side is accessories and things that help build rigs and whatnot, toolbox stuff, tool chest. Tool case, bench, workbench, that's the word I was looking for. And then you have kind of like a grip cart in the middle that can be rolled around anywhere, and that houses kind of like what we're currently working on. Just messing with this Rhino Arc and the probe lens, gonna be doing more of that lately, or soon rather. And the C500 Mark II. This is what I'm shooting all my tutorials and talking head stuff in. The beginning of this video, the end of this video was all done on this camera. And then that can go anywhere. And then we've just got an Aperture 300D Mark II in the center to give some more light. You got your hammock. That's actually an in-floor hammock that you can sit on from upstairs. This entire cage is flanked by catwalks, right? That go all the way around it. So you can jump in there, have a meeting, have a nap, get some work done, whatever, and you can come down the ladder to the cage inside from upstairs, and then you can get to my office from that door. One of the first things that I wanted absolutely for this space to look like was kind of like a photographer's bat cave. That was my inspiration for this warehouse. I wanted the gear cage accessible from upstairs and downstairs. So through my office, there's a little secret door. I can go through that door onto a catwalk and down a ladder.
This is how you access the cage and the catwalks from upstairs. You press on this part of the wall here, and the door opens, and then you have access to the catwalks. This is the hammock, which is pretty cool. My kids love it. I love it. I mean, everybody loves it. Childhood dream coming true right there. That's dope. And the catwalk goes that way and over to this little spot here. So you can kind of get a good bird's eye view of the entire space right there.
So one of the reasons for the catwalks up above is one, because it's cool. Two, I wanted to be able to set up lights so that I could shine them down to the warehouse space for different projects and ideas that I have that require different types of lighting. Also, sick Nerf fights. That's, you know, to be expected.
Start with the pegboard. You've kind of got your Nerf setup right here. Now we used to have a ton of different blasters. We went to just like the single shot handgun style. It's more fun. And I don't want to just commandeer this entire space for Nerf stuff. So you get your grip heads, different mounts, bongo ties, whip ties, gaff tapes, green screen tape, chargers, boom poles and blimps for shooting audio outside, lots of different XLR cables, grip clamps. If you don't have these in your kit, these are so handy. And we just got some tripods, gimbals, friction arms, and the drone department's looking a little light right now because Gabriel's got a few of my drones. So that's the pegboard. That's the top drawer right here. And this is where we keep all of our batteries. Now the rule is anything that's in here is fully charged. Anything that's sitting up top needs to be charged. So you've got 4 outlets here, you've got 4 outlets here, and 4 outlets there. So we got some LPE6 chargers here. These are charged. All the rest of the batteries, probably like 13 more, are in different camera bags, different cameras, top-down cameras, this camera, etc. Some 1DX batteries, 2 1DX chargers, C200 or C500. Same with those chargers, random accessories, GoPro, battery banks, that type of thing. This is an action cam drawer. As you can see, it is filled with either prototypes or just old action cams. This one's brand new. I really want to make a video about this. This is the new Insta360 one. I haven't even gotten to haven't even turned it on yet. They sent me a few of them, as you can see. So maybe we'll just mount them all over the place and try to make something fun with that. Over here, we have drone stuff, controllers. Down below, this is like my odds and ends drawer. If I need like Allen wrenches, phone cases, anything that I just don't really have a home for, extra plates, stuff like that. Dongles, we all have a million dongles. We got some light. Here's one of my aperture drawers. So we've got a few of these bad boys, a couple Canon flashes. So this is just kind of like the modular lighting drawer, if you will. This one is just storage. You got your aerosol, your drone cases, your reflectors, a little extra switch pod here in case I lose mine, extra camera boxes. Oh, stay tuned to the end of this video and you might find yourself in for a nice little surprise there. And then this side, you get your base camp accessories, Polar Pro stuff if I want to build out one of my red rigs or anything like that. And that is this entire workbench. This one's there's a lot less in it. This is kind of your audio drawer. So you got your field recorders in here, your different dead cats. It's like a little brush for your dead. That's super weird to me. If I saw someone just sitting in the corner of a warehouse during a shoot brushing their dead cat like this, I would have concerns. Mix Pre 3 if I want to run way better preamps and audio through this device, record it internally, have way more control over my audio. This is a tray that can go on a light stand, right? So that mounts to a light stand, so you can put stuff like that on it and other accessories. We got red accessories, so you've got your Teradek small HD monitors, you have your actual wireless transmitters, your red cards, red tools. This is media. So like used media that I'm not really using anymore, it's kind of just storage now. We've got a couple extra NAR boxes in case we need to get out here and back up in the field. And then this is just gels. Gels, there's an extra light storm aperture light in there and one wheel accessories. And then this drawer is just stuff for a pegboard. And then moving over to the camera wall, look at that. So this is the better part of 15 years of my career accumulating all of this stuff.
Going back to that, this didn't happen overnight. I've had a lot of my own gear cages aside the places I've worked since I've been a little kid. And that started with obviously just having a camera bag in your bedroom. That was your gear cage. You would covet it. You'd put everything in there super nice and zip it up, and I still do. Now I had the camera bag in a second bag, or a camera bag in a shelf, or maybe a closet where I would keep the things I didn't use all the time. And that turned into creating a gear cage out of my walk-in closet that I had at my first home, which was a townhouse. And there's the spare bedroom closet. I bought one of those IKEA dressers that has the 6 cubbies in it. And I used those to position my lenses, and that was like my first actual cage. Sick. This is mine. All this stuff was worked for. I worked hard for all these things, but it was mine. It was my closet, it was my gear closet. And then it turned into what you guys saw, which was the inception of this channel when I had the gear closet in another closet, which was just a little bit bigger. I could actually walk into this closet this time, and it had a window. So I built a little bench around it, put up hooks and shelves, and that was an even better gear cage. That was the second gear cage that was way more legit. That was official. You could go in, you could have 2 people in there. Fun little fact, I went in there and had a shot by myself when I hit 50,000 subscribers. Poured some whiskey, had a shot at like 11 a.m. because that's when it happened. Went downstairs, my wife said, "Were you just drinking whiskey?" Like, it's 11. I was like, I have 50,000 subs. I congratulated myself in the closet, alone. I'll never do it again. Maybe I'll do it at 10 million if that ever happens. Then that moved to the office on Main Street with Maddie. I had all my gear on the shelf there as a background, and you could see it in the videos, but it looked cool and was just another symbol of hard work shared with another friend of mine doing the exact same thing. Then it came time again with ambition and ideas and things that I want to do to progress and move forward. It meant I needed a new space. And in that space, this time, I'm building an actual gear cage. I'm doing it. It's happening. That takes precedence. And it did, and we did.
This is kind of like my line of RF lenses. So we have mostly all of them. I mean, this is the 50 mil. You've got a 24 to 105 here, 28 to 70. I shot the bucket shot with a little bit of this lens. This thing's huge. The lens cap on this alone is a 95 millimeter. Look at that. Woo! It's like a saucer for a cup of tea. My dad would love this. What else we got here? That's the 85. One of my favorites. And then you got the 7200s, these short stubby little jobbies that are super nice. And the rest is just like a collection of EF lenses. My favorite most used lens of all time, 24 1.4 Mark II. You get the 85, probably the second most used lens from EF. And then my favorite, I keep saying that about everything, but it's the macro lens. I have the L version and I have the old non-L version. This lens right here, this is probably 12 years old. I got that like the day I started at the camera shop. It was 2008. So yeah, just about 12 years old now. Extra 15 to 35. Now when I say extra, that's for like my top-down camera upstairs, which is the EOS R right here. That's the top-down camera for upstairs. This is the RP that I still want to make a video about. And then I have 2 1DX Mark IIs. This is the current one that I'm shooting on. And then this one back here, this one's really special to me. This one is kind of like the one that started the career. Everything I shot on YouTube that's been popular has basically been with this camera. This is the very camera that I took apart entirely and then McKinnon put it back together properly for me. It's scratched everywhere. It's been soaked. It's been a great camera. So it's kind of like a trophy camera for me. Like I don't really plan to use it much anymore, but it holds so much value to me that I just really enjoy looking at it from time to time and just thinking about all the good times I've had with it. Got some cinema primes here. We're shooting the Angels dock with these. Got the old 7200 at the very back, if you can see that back there. And then we have the C200. This again, one of those kind of like legacy cameras for me. It's still absolutely relevant. This shot just about every single tutorial that you've seen as far as tutorials go on my channel up until maybe a few weeks ago. And then you have the red Monstro 8K right there. Again, that's what I've been shooting the Angels and Airwaves documentary with. This and my friend Max's Gemini. And you got some V-mount batteries back there. Down below here, you've got some more sliders. Down here, you've got the DJI Ronin 2. That's my favorite gimbal. And then you have the Movi Pro, also a great gimbal. There's just a few things I like about this one better. Green screen, Apple boxes, and no shortage of bags. Up here is just, my wife was so happy to have all of this out of the basement. You've got light dome cases, mini light domes, more backpacks, more light cases. You've got Pelicans, you've got more Pelicans up there. It's so nice having this much storage. That is this section, and then this ladder right here goes all the way up, and that hatch opens. It's hard to do this with one hand. We're at the top, right? And then this opens right there. And you can get upstairs. I just can't do it one-handed. A few things that I would love to do differently in this cage, or just moving forward, little projects that I have in mind, is I want more storage like this, because this is infinitely handy. And I've got this entire back wall here that's basically just empty. I used to have a bench going across it, and I had a little light coming down, but it just wasn't working for me. So I took the light off and got rid of the bench there, and now I just have this giant wall. That entire wall is empty. There's nothing on it. So I feel like utilizing that somehow, making that make more sense for me, makes more sense for me. Those are my plans so far. Very small, but they'll grow. And then that is basically the cage tour. That was a long video, I know, but it kind of had to be. All right, now there is one more thing that I did say at the beginning of this video, which was stay tuned to the end for a giveaway. And that is right now. Now, you saw the situation I have with backpacks going on downstairs in the cage, and as it so happens to be, I also have 5 brand new Peter McKinnon Nomadic camera packs, and I want to give them away to you. Now, these are the fully loaded camera bags, so they have the cube pack, all of the accessories, the ND filters, the battery case, the camera box, the memory card holder, all of those things. And I want to give away 5 brand new, this camera's falling. Oh, GorillaPod, come on. Stay with me. Okay, that should hold for now. I want to give away 5 fully loaded Peter McKinnon Nomadic camera packs. Now, all you have to do is follow the link in the description. That is where the contest is being held. Everything is being held off-site right there. So you know the drill. I've done giveaways before. Click on the link, follow the instructions, do the things, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be walking away with a brand new tasty Peter McKinnon Nomadic camera bag for all of your photo and video needs. And if you're not a photographer and you just want a dope bag, rip out the dividers, and there you go. Camping, travel. Put your dog in it for a nice, comfortable, super soft, well-padded dog bed. I mean, the sky's the limit. It's your life. We did it, you made it. That is my Gear Cage 2020. And the reason I'm calling it 2020 is because I fully expect this to change and update and adapt as my style changes, as this space hopefully gets more people, as the world changes. There's already a lot of things that I want to do in there differently to make it even cooler, even more functional, because that's the key here, is function. Having a spot that houses all my things in a functional manner. So stay tuned for updates with that. I'm sure if you watch the vlogs, you watch the videos, you'll see little things, little incremental stages happen here and there and onward. But I'll try to make some more of these types of videos soon because I enjoy them and I know you guys enjoy them. So I hope you enjoyed this one. It was kind of your first look extensively at this new space. I haven't really done that tour yet, like I mentioned. So this was kind of like the very first unveiling of a good portion of it, which is the warehouse and the cage. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video. Smash it if that's something that you're into. 2020 style. Subscribe if you aren't already. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.